Maha-Satipatthana Sutta, Dhammanupassana, Nivarana Papa. You are contemplating the Nivarana, 5 hindrances. Whatever you are doing, you will find that you have some kinds of obstacle. You have some kinds of hindrances to overcome. Hindrances, nivarana, are negative factors of our meditation. They hinder our gaining of concentration. With regard to the mental hindrances, Buddha said, bhikkhus herein, a bhikkhu does contemplating the Dhamma in the 5 hindrances. How shall we understand that? Meditators dwells on the contemplation of the Dhamma in the 5 hindrances. What are the 5 hindrances? Kamicchana Nivarana, sense desire. Pyabara Nivarana, ill will. Tinameda Nivarana, sloth and trouble. Odicca Kukucca, restlessness and remorse. Vijigajja, skeptical doubt. Kamicchanda, Vyavada, Tinameda, we already finished. And then Tina, Uddhacca Kukucca, restlessness and remorse. Restlessness means the inability of the mind to stay with one object. The Pali word for restlessness is uddhacca. This means shaking above. Your mind cannot rest on the object, but stay above the object. Kukucca, remorse means feeling some guilt for the bad things or for the wrong things you have done and for the good things you have not done. Causes for arising of remorse are unwise reflection, ayonisamanasikara, on mental agitation, like thinking. This mental agitation cannot do me any harm and so on. Causes for abandoning remorse are wise reflection, yonisamanasikara, or mental tranquility. When you have wise reflection on mental tranquility, you will be able to abandon restlessness and remorse. So when you experience restlessness and remorse, you know that they are present. When they have despair, you know that they are absent. That means when you experience restlessness, you make it the object of your meditation. You directly note restlessness, restlessness, restlessness. Or when you experience remorse, you just note directly remorse, remorse, remorse. After you have taken note of them, restlessness and remorse will disappear. When they have disappeared, you become aware of their disappearing. Then you can note directly disappearing, disappearing, disappearing. Remorse can be abandoned completely by attaining the third stage of sainthood, anagami. But restlessness can be abandoned completely by attaining the fourth stage of sainthood. When you have reached the third stage of sainthood, when you become anagami, you become aware of the complete abandonment of remorse. When you have attained the fourth stage, you become aware of the complete abandonment of restlessness. There are 6 things that lead to the abandonment of restlessness and remorse. The first one is reaching the stage of being learned in the teaching of the Buddha. You try to have a good knowledge of the teaching of the Buddha. Through teaching, you need to try to have that knowledge. The second is inquiring about what is permissible and what is not permissible. When you do something wrong, you will feel remorse. To not do wrong, you must know what is permissible for you. When somebody is a bhikkhu, a monk, he must know what is permissible and what to avoid. To know what is permissible and what is not permissible will help you to avoid doing wrong things. Then you won't experience remorse. And the third way is understanding the disciplinary rules. It is for bhikkhus who are expected to have a good knowledge of the disciplinary rules. When a monk knows the disciplinary rules thoroughly, he won't do anything wrong, so he will not experience either remorse or restlessness. Another one is associating with the more experienced and older person in the practice of virtues like sila, discipline. Another way is having a good friends. A good friends can help you to abandon restlessness and remorse. The sixth way is using suitable talk, talking about the disadvantages of restlessness and remorse and the advantage of tranquility. You need to talk about these advantages of tranquility. Practicing these 6 ways, you may be able to drive away restlessness and remorse. And the last hindrances is skeptical doubt. Buddha said, when doubt is present in him, he knows there is doubt in me, or when doubt is absent in him, he knows there is no doubt in me. There may be doubt about the Buddha, doubt about the Dhamma, doubt about the Sangha, and doubt about the practice, doubt about the topics of meditation. All these things can become subject to doubt. Causes for arising of doubts are unwise reflection, ayoniso manasikara, unwise reflection on things that can cause doubt or doubt itself. Causes for abandoning of doubt are wise reflection, yoniso manasikara, wise reflection on things that are wholesome and healthy. With wrong reflection, you may have doubt about the Buddha, the Sangha, and the teaching. When you have wise reflection, you won't have these doubts. So when doubts arise in you, you must be aware of them, directly note doubt, doubt, doubt. When you take note of them, after 3 or 4 times of noting, they will disappear. When they disappear, you note their disappearance. Directly note to yourself, disappearing, disappearing, disappearing. When you reach the first stage of sainthood, when you become Sotapanna, doubt is altogether eradicated. And you know that they have eradicated doubt altogether. There are 6 ways outside of Vipassana meditation that lead to the abandonment of doubt. The first is becoming learned in the Buddha teaching. Try to become knowledgeable of the Buddha's teaching. The second is inquiring about the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Ask question about the Triple Gem when you have doubt. The people in this country ask so many questions. You will be doing the right things by asking many questions. When you have doubt, you ask question and remove your doubt. The third way is understanding the disciplinary rules. This way is for bhikkhus. When you understand the rules, then you know what to do and what not to do. So you have no doubt. The fourth way is being decided about the truth of the Triple Gem. It means developing saddha, faith, well founded on understanding of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. The fifth way is having a good friends, have a good friends who has this kinds of confidence, who have this kinds of faith in the Triple Gem. The sixth way is using suitable talk about the disadvantages of doubt, and talk about the advantages of the disappearance of doubt. When you practice meditation and doubts comes to you, and they may come to anyone, just make these doubts the object of your meditation. Directly note doubt, 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 especially when you doubt the efficacy of this method. Noting the rising, falling of the abdomen, noting the sitting, touching, noting the walking, stretching, bending, etc. By practicing like this, you can gain momentary concentration, and when it's getting strengthened, you can see the true nature of the psychophysical phenomena. This method, if you have doubt, no doubt, doubt, doubt. When doubts come up, just make them the object of your meditation. Directly note doubt, doubt, doubt until they disappear. You may have noticed that sloth and torpor are taken as one hindrance here. They are actually two factors, two different mental factors. They are taken as a pair because they have the same function, the same cause, and the same opposites. Sloth and torpor have the function of sluggishness, so both have the same function. There is sluggishness of the mind, the sluggishness of the mental factors, and the sluggishness of the body. Both have the same cause, indolence or laziness. Both have the same opposite, effort of energy. Since they have the same function, the same cause, and the same opposite, they are here grouped together as one hindrance. Uddhacca and Kukucca, restlessness and remorse, those two factors are also taken as one hindrance. Non-tranquility is their function. When there are restlessness and remorse in your mind, you become agitated and you are no longer tranquil. Agitation or non-tranquility is therefore the functions of both restlessness and remorse. Their cause is thinking of relatives, thinking of this and thinking of that. When you think of so many things, you will become restless. When you think of things you have done wrong in the past and good things you have not done in the past, you will feel remorse. Thinking of relatives, thinking of families, and other things is the cause both of restlessness and remorse. Both have the same opposite, tranquility. They have the same function, the same cause, and the same opposite. There is a reason they are grouped together. here as one hindrance. So how many hindrances have we? Kamechana Nivarana, Vyavara Nivarana, Tinameda Nivarana, Odija Kukuja Nivarana, and Vijikeja Nivarana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hindrances. And these are not all. There are more hindrances, but they are not named hindrances in the scripture. Some of them are thoughts, wandering thoughts. When your mind wanders, you do not have concentration. These wandering thoughts really do not belong to the category of hindrances, but they are also hindrances that obstruct the achievement of your concentration. Generally, you speak of 5 or 7 hindrances, but there are also wandering thoughts which should be eliminated just by being mindful of them, just by taking note of them. After you have abandoned, at least momentarily, these 5 hindrances, you will become concentrated. And with concentration, you will be able to realize and penetrate the true nature of Namarupa, true nature of mind and matter. When you dwell upon these mental hindrances in yourself, you are said to be contemplating internally. And when you are thinking of the hindrances of other people, just as these hindrances are in me, and they are impermanent, so maybe the hindrances of other people are impermanent, you are said to contemplate externally. Sometimes you may think of your hindrances and then of the hindrances of other people, and so on, back and forth, back and forth. It is called contemplating internally and externally. When you try to be aware of the hindrances and see the common nature of them, you will recognize that there's nothing to grasp, nothing to be attached to. So you dwell. Annesitoja viharati, nacha kenji loke uvadiyati. Not attached to anything in the walls of the 5 aggregates of clinging. So this is the way meditators should contemplate the Dhamma in the Dhamma, in the 5 mental hindrances. Then we go to the 7 Bojjhanga, 7 factors of enlightenment. When you practice meditation, you have to deal with factors that are unfriendly, that are impediment. You also experience factors that are positive, that are constructive. Now you are contemplating the 7 factors of enlightenment, which are positive factors of your meditation. The Pali word Sambojjhanga is a combination of 2 words, Sambodhi and Inga. Sambodhi normally means enlightenment, the realizations of truth, but in this context, it also means the thorough knowledge of the Dhammas, the thorough knowledge of the objects of meditation, which are Namarupa, which are mind and matter, or mentality and materiality. The Pali word Inga means limb or components or parts. Here it is translated as factors. So the factors of enlightenment means limbs or components or parts or members of the thorough knowledge of the Dhamma or mind and matter. Somebody also means a yogi who knows from the stage of discerning the rising and fading away of phenomena. In this case, the word Inga means cause. So Sambhojanga means causes of the person who knows. This knowledge begins with discerning the rising and fading away of phenomena, Udiyabhaya Jnana, and can be met through all the different stages of vipassana knowledge, leading to the moments of attainment or realizations of truth. So the first of these factors is Sati Sambhojjhanga, mindfulness. And Buddha explained Sati Sambhojjhanga as Sati Sambhojjhanga in this way. Ida bhekkhve bhikkhu santam va ijjatan Sati Sambhojjhanga. Atime ijjatan Sati Sambhojjhangoti pajanati. Asantam va ijjatan Sati Sambhojjhanga Atime ijjatan Sati Sambhojjhangoti pajanati. Buddha said, bhikkhus, herein, when the enlightenment factors of mindfulness is present in him, the bhikkhu knows, there is the enlightenment factors of mindfulness in me, or when the enlightenment factors of mindfulness is absent in him, he knows, there is no enlightenment factors of mindfulness in me. Sati, mindfulness is the mental factors by which you remember things. The characteristics of mindfulness is not wavering, not floating on the object, not floating on the surface, going deep into the object, or being thoroughly aware of the object. The functions of mindfulness is to remember, When you practice mindfulness meditation, you remember to note objects that come to you at the present moment. So every present object you come to know thoroughly. Mindfulness manifests to you as guarding, something like a guard preventing you from falling into heedless. The proximate cause of mindfulness is the fourfold foundations of mindfulness. So, when you want to develop mindfulness, what you do, you practice the four foundations of mindfulness. You practice Kayanupassana, contemplation of the body, contemplations of feeling, contemplations of consciousness, and contemplations of Dhamma. Then you develop mindfulness. When mindfulness arises in you, you know that there is mindfulness in you. This means you have mindfulness and you take note of it, directly note to yourself, mindfulness, 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 or be mindful, be mindful, mindful. The cause for the arising of this mindfulness is wise reflection. As noted above, the cause for the arising of hindrances and unwholesome states is unwise reflection. For example, taking something impermanent for permanent, taking suffering from happiness or pleasure, taking soullessness for soul, and so on. Wise reflection means the opposite. Wise reflection means you reflect in this way: I will be mindful. I will gain knowledge. I will experience joy, and so on. The previous moments of your mindfulness are the causes for succeeding moments of your mindfulness. So wise reflection here means reflecting. I will be mindful. I will gain knowledge, or I will experience joy. When these factors of enlightenment, this mindfulness is present in you because you have attained mindfulness, or it is just present in you, you know, there is mindfulness in me. When mindfulness is not present, because you have not attained it, you know, mindfulness is not present in me. This mindfulness is brought to perfection by cultivating the mind. When you have attained arhathood, you have brought this mindfulness to perfection. Then yataja anupanasa sati sambojingasa upada hodi tinja bhajanati. Yataja upanasa sati sambojingasa Pavanaya paripurihoti tinjapajanati. Buddha said. That means he also knows the reason by which the perfection through cultivation of the enlightenment factors of mindfulness comes to be. Meditators who attain arhathood know that by attaining arhathood, they have brought this mindfulness to perfection. There are four things that lead to the arising and cultivating of mindfulness. The first one is mindfulness with clear comprehension. You're doing very well. You're trying to be mindful on whatever you are doing. Your postures, you are going back and forth, looking straight and looking away, bending, stretching your limbs, wearing your clothes, carrying bowl, eating, drinking, chewing, savoring. Obeying the nature calls, walking, standing, sitting, falling asleep, waking, speaking, keeping silent. You try to be mindful on whatever you are doing. This is the first one that lead to the arising and cultivating of your mindfulness. Another one is avoiding people with confused mind. By avoiding people whose minds are confused, you can cultivate mindfulness. Another one is associating with people who have mindfulness. When you associate with people, you have mindfulness, you tend to become mindful too. There is a saying in Burmese, when you stay near a hunter, you will become a hunter. When you stay with a fisherman, you will become a fisherman. When you associate with people whose minds are confused, you will also become confused and lose mindfulness. But when you associate with people who are mindful, you too tend to become mindful. You're very lucky you try to choose the suitable environment, suitable friends who are mindful. Another one is inclination towards mindfulness. This means that in all postures, whatever you are doing, you should try to be mindful. Your mind should always be inclined towards the attainment of mindfulness so that you can develop the tendency towards mindfulness and prepare yourself for clear comprehension. So this is the first enlightenment factors, sati sambhujinga. Yogi need to cultivate and develop and practice repeatedly this mindfulness so that you can attain enlightenment. So other factors we will continue next time. We have to stop our discourse for today. By practicing vipassana meditation, by contemplating the Kaya-nupassana, Vedana-nupassana, Chitta-nupassana, and Dhamma-nupassana, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, stretching, bending, seeing, hearing, etc., continuously and meticulously, may all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.